Hello YouTube and welcome back to Double Dragon Gaming and episode 2 of Free Game Fridays. If you're new to this series, this is where I play a game or games that are currently free and essentially review it to let you know if it's something that might be worth your time or if you should just forget it altogether. Now if you're watching this in the future, hold on there pal, don't turn off this video just yet just because the game is no longer free. It's entirely possible it will become free again or be at a discount one day, so this video still has some value even though it's no longer free. So please keep watching. And who knows, maybe this game is something you've never heard of before, and once you see the gameplay you'll think to yourself, holy cow, this game looks awesome. I don't even care this game isn't free, I gotta play it right now. You might feel that way with this week's free games, Jotun and Prey. Quick side note before I continue, you may have noticed last week I didn't actually do an episode, and I'll quickly explain why. I didn't expect this to happen, but I guess sometimes I won't be posting a video, but the reason is only because the game is incredibly boring. If it's a bad game, I have no problem playing it and showing it off, but when it comes to games that are just a snoozeville, I really just can't. Last week's game I tried to play, but it was just impossibly bad. I spent a good 45 minutes just reading text to learn how to play the damn game, and after like 20 minutes, I found myself unable to retain any of the info that was being taught to me, so I just gave up. So yeah, if I don't post a video, just know you really aren't missing out on anything, and it would be a waste of time to make a video on a game that's just really boring. Now then, with that being said, let's get to our first free game of the week, Jotun. Jotun is a hand-drawn action exploration game set in Norse mythology. You play as Thora, a Viking warrior who died an inglorious death and must prove herself to the gods to enter Valhalla. Being that this game is hand-drawn, I gotta say it's a sight to behold. As you can see from the gameplay here, the environments are just gorgeous and truly breathtaking. And even though the enemies are mostly just environmental hazards that you have to avoid, when it comes time to fight a boss, you can really see the detail and love dedicated into bringing this game to life. This game doesn't hold your hand either. It literally just drops you in blind, and it's up to you to figure out how to play the game, how to survive, and it's also very much not your typical hack and slash game either. As previously mentioned, there really are no enemies to fight. It's all about the area itself that you're in. Each environment has a different and unique gimmick to keep things fresh while you take in the sights such as sliding down trees and avoiding falling stalactites, or standing behind ice walls to avoid freezing winds. There are also unique structures and creatures that serve as a way to explain why the area is so hazardous in the first place. Like for example, in one area you're climbing a large tree while avoiding a giant crow that swoops down to attack you at random times. So each hazard makes sense in the grand scheme of things. That's how you know the developers really put time in crafting an engaging, immersive experience. There's also other structures that serve as your leveling up system. It's not a traditional RPG, so you find apples to extend your health bar, and statues to earn new abilities such as super speed. It really encourages you to go off the beaten path and explore to find these upgrades, since the boss battles can be rather difficult, but also really fun and unique the further you get into the fight. Now I've only played for an hour, so my knowledge is limited, but from what I can tell, there's only two kinds of attacks you can do, a light and heavy attack. Obviously, light is faster and heavy is slower, but stronger. You also have a dodge mechanic to help you avoid enemy attacks and projectiles. I'm hopeful the longer you play, the more attacks you'll get, and I'm sure that's the case. It also seems like this world is quite large with 5 areas split into 3 sections per area. 2 of those sections are exploration areas where you discover relics and upgrades to progress the story, and the 3rd section unlocks after completing those aforementioned sections where you battle the boss. Overall, I gotta say this game is really interesting and fun with some very cool mechanics, and beautiful environments as well as good music to set the mood for each zone you visit. Definitely give this game a try, especially if you like top-down exploration games with fluid animations and gorgeous landscapes. Now on to our second and last free game of the week, Prey. In Prey, you awaken aboard Talos 1, a space station orbiting the moon in the year 2032. You are the key subject of an experiment meant to alter humanity forever, but things have gone terribly wrong. So this game pretty much intrigued me from the start. It's a very pretty first-person shooter that involves these creatures known as mimics. They can take the form of any object, so walking around the space station can be rather hectic and nerve-wracking since you have no idea when or where these gooey-looking creatures are going to pop up. The space station feels very open with multiple ways of tackling objectives, such as either gathering a certain key card to access the room you need to go, or find an alternate way around. You can get somewhat creative with it thanks to a foam gun that allows you to not only freeze enemies to help kill them easier and faster, but create platforms for yourself to climb to higher locations you wouldn't normally have access to. The game also has a pretty robust crafting system which allows you to either find items laying around or in drawers or lockers to create weapons after you find the blueprint for it. You can also recycle junk you find as well to create the necessary items you need for crafting. Leveling up in this game and learning new skills is done by finding neural injections, and it allows you to play the game how you want. Want to be a smarty pants? Level up your engineering skill tree. Want to be just a badass tank that can soak up damage? They got a skill tree for that as well. The story is fairly interesting, trying to figure out exactly what's going on, because the game starts as if you're living in a city and the next thing you know you find out you've been lied to and you're in space. I found myself having a great time playing this game, and I think if you're into first-person shooters as well as creepy sci-fi stuff, this game is right up your alley. So give it a shot. Alright, so I think that's going to do it for this episode today. I just want to say I'm sorry this got uploaded so late. I wasn't feeling well these past few days, so I just couldn't do it. Hopefully this won't happen very often, and I'll get the videos out on Fridays like the name of the damn show implies, but I guess sometimes they might not get uploaded until a day or two after. But anyway, overall these games are actually a lot of fun and good enough to even buy. So if you missed out or you're watching this in the future, I'm sorry, but this is actually a good example of a time where one of these games, Prey, was already free at one point. So if you don't want to shell out some money, just wait. There's definitely a strong chance they will become free once again. So yeah, thanks so much for watching, getting through the whole video, and yeah, if you like what you saw, let me know in the comments below, or maybe consider hitting the like button. Thanks again, guys. Have a great day, and I'll catch you all next time.
Hello, Morgan. Tough day, right? If I'm talking to myself, it must be. Now, your memory's shot full of holes. I know. I'm sorry, but it's permanent. So the first thing you need to know is you can trust January. It's an operator, a sort of backup of you and me. It knows what you've forgotten. We've been testing a new kind of neuromod based on the Typhon organisms, mapping their neural patterns onto ours. Problem is, when you uninstall a neuromod, it resets your memory back to the moment you first put it in. That's why you forget. There's supposed to be a process to bring you back up to speed between test runs. But someone could just skip that part, turn a single day into your entire life. Well, that's exactly what Alex did. The question is, why? You're not gonna like what I have to say next.